Why, hello there. I'm heading out to Insadong, which is kind of a touristy neighborhood in the middle of Seoul, downtown Seoul. So I thought I'd take you along and then maybe we could talk about some stuff. Thinking about talking about Google, YouTube, and artificial intelligence. Just after December now, we are, I guess that would make it January, wouldn't it? So we're in January, into the winter months, and so it's starting to get a little bit cold out. It's about 5 degrees, I think, for a high today. That's Celsius, not freedom units. Hence the toque and the beard. I definitely need to pick up a gimbal because this shaky video, I'm gonna have to do it in post, and never really removes everything. Where are you, car? Where are you, car? Alright, let's see. Where are you? Somewhere around here. There she is. Back this way. So why Google? Why YouTube? Why AI? Well, basically, because we're going to go through what I think may be a tectonic shift in content creation and discoverability, and that has major implications for business, especially online businesses. Oh, great. The wife was driving, so now the chair. There is absolutely no room here. She drives like she's a grandmother right at the steering wheel. Yeah, so this shift, obviously if you're running a business, you need a way to get people to the website. And the way that I've been doing that has been Google, and Google has been rock solid for me and my business for like 15 years now. Google being what Google is, they're always updating stuff, right? So you're always constantly bobbing and weaving and, restoring something and upgrading something and tweaking something to make sure that you have some really good, you're near the top of the SERP rankings on page 1 for your main keywords. So I've been doing that. That's been my focus. And it's been pretty good. I mean, for my website, basically all I have to do is I have to write a bunch of articles and then make sure they're ranking well, support them, love them. But after that, you just kind of can leave stuff alone for a while. You don't have to do anything. So it's great. It's like you build your asset, and then your customers see that asset, which are the articles, and they come into the shop, which is the website. So it's worked incredibly well for 15 years, and the life that it's allowed me to live after building up that content has just been extraordinary. Definitely extraordinary. Never having to worry about money, traveling, working when I want to, and that's really when you're the most productive, is to work when you want to. But Google. So it's no secret that AI has been storming up the interwebs, and there's been a lot of talk and discussion about that. One thing that people have been talking about is OpenAI, and the fact that I think they're putting together a search engine, but people are using AI more and more for search. Now, there's problems with that because, AI will confidently give you answers that are very wrong, and I've seen that. So I don't know, maybe 10% of the time you go and you look at your search results, or what the answers AI is feeding you, I should say, and it's just flatly wrong. And you can try it yourself. You can do some searches for stuff that intimately, deeply, perhaps maybe in your field or something like that, maybe in a hobby that you've been practicing for a decade, and see what it says. And you're going to find a lot of errors, a lot of mistakes. And so that's problematic. When you were searching via Google, you could see, and you weren't a content expert, say you weren't an expert in that niche or in that domain, you could compare answers on various websites and kind of be judicious about the conclusions that you reached. Oh, I really gotta go. 12:30. I'm supposed to be there at 1, and I gotta drive for an hour to get there. But yeah, let's see. Where was I? AI, it's no secret, Google has dominated the search market for like 20 years, right? I mean, it's definitely a monopoly for search. And they have something like 95% of the search market, and it's been great for them. But one thing about solid businesses is they don't last forever, and eventually you have something that comes along and disrupts things. So this is new technology, and if you've ever read a great book called Only the Paranoid Survive, that's basically what it talks to. It's the whole process of companies being disrupted and what management should do about it. Well, it looks like Google may be disrupted. I mean, definitely AI is a continental shift in content discoverability and delivery, I would say. It could be that Google's going to be disrupted, and then, especially if AI starts to provide or starts to correct the errors that it sees, like if it's able to deal with, the sort of logic or inconsistencies that we can spot as people, and it can make judicious content offerings to the people that are using it, then I think that AI is going to be way, way better as for delivering content as a search engine. So where does that leave websites? Obviously, if you've written out 100, 200, 300 articles and they're live on your website, then you really have to think about, are people actually going to be going to these articles anymore? Because if they could just find the answers on AI, then maybe it doesn't make any sense to go to the actual article. I mean, if they're looking for an answer, if they're just looking for an answer and AI gives the correct answer, why go anywhere else, right? You should just use AI. And so that means that if you're a website owner, maybe AI is going to be the primary users of your website. They're going to be digging through your content, and they're going to offer it up to users without, putting them in contact with you, without redirecting them to your website. So the whole top of your funnel, then the whole process of getting eyeballs onto your website so you can get them opt into the website or opt into your email list, seems like it's going to be massively disrupted. Seems like it. Let's rock and roll. Welcome to Soul. Driving in Seoul is such a knife fight. People are super aggressive here. Don't let you in or anything like that. So pretty challenging. I know a lot of foreigners here, a lot of the expat community, nobody really wants to drive in Seoul, and a few of them refuse to. They don't think they can. Yeah, so that raises kind of an interesting problem for these AI companies, because the question is where they're going to get the content from. If there's new content and basically nobody wants to produce content anymore because AI is just scraping their websites and stealing it.
In a minute, there's an accident-prone area.
We're moving again. There's an accident-prone area. Probably all gonna die. Don't worry, I got my eyes on the road. Yeah, so that's the question. who's going to write content if AI is just going to steal it all? That's one argument. Another possible answer to that is that, well,
in a minute, enter the overpass.
the useful idiots are going to write content in that scenario. I'm not saying that anybody writing content right now is a useful idiot, because obviously it's working really well still, and I'm still writing content, and there's a chance that this big pivot to kind of like an AI search or whatever does not transpire. Maybe there's kind of a blend of systems, which would actually be really good. But because you got to keep Google on its toes, they've gotten away with far too much questionable behavior for too long. But anyways, yeah. So who's gonna be writing content? That's a legitimate question. Let's say the worst does come about and AI does start stealing everything, and nobody really goes to authority websites anymore. The question then becomes, how do you get people to your website? How do you sell them your product? Because you have to have a top of the funnel, right? And so something that I've always kind of subscribed to is own the race course, not the race horse. So you want to bet on every horse, or on at least all of the ones that seem like they could win. Of course, you want to specialize on what you're good at. So for me, it's been writing. And I've put a lot of effort into content writing and kind of understanding SEO, and really building some expertise on those topics. But I have not spread my content efforts far enough or wide enough. So we were doing, for my main site, Net Hunter, we were doing half our traffic was coming from social media for like an entire year. Nobody signed up from social media, whereas we were doing content marketing, just writing articles and bringing people in through SEO, and that's where we're getting all of our sales from. So it didn't make sense at all to have people come to our website or to put any effort into social media. Actually, it was crazy, because we did a survey of everybody that signed up, and we were asking, okay, well, where did you find us? How did you find us? Was it social media, search marketing, interviews? Was it on
About 600 meters ahead, there is monitoring, for there is a mobile speed camera. Speed limit is 60 kilometers per hour.
Okay, slowing down. Thanks a lot. So we were asking, okay, well, how did you find us? And nobody who signed up through social media. But even worse, nobody even knew we were on social media, of the people that signed up. So it didn't make sense to do that. But obviously, if AI is going to be a big disruptor, we got to shift things around. We got to see how we need to handle that. Now, for my main site, Net Hunter, I could pivot to Twitter or X, because there is a big financial Twitter community there, and it's conceivable that some of them would sign up. Social is also something that we're going to be doing for the other websites, but it seems like a really good thing that may help protect AI is actually video, ironically. Of course, AI can do video, but for people who, let's see, if you're going to an article, what do you want? Do you want the fact that a human wrote it, that it puts you kind of in touch or in connection with another human, or do you just want an answer to your search query? And I think it's probably you want to answer to your search query. Now, it could be totally different depending on what you're searching. Maybe if you're looking for poems or looking for some sort of fiction writing or something like that, then the fact that it was written by a human might matter a lot. But generally speaking, no. You just want an answer. You want that answer to be correct, and that's pretty much it. But video, a lot of the time, it's something different. Now, of course, if you're just going there for like fiction or something, or not fiction, but if you want to go there for entertainment alone, then it doesn't really matter who's entertaining you. But I think that when people go to video, specifically YouTube, what they're doing is they want to connect with other people. They want to know what other people are thinking, doing. They want to look into the other people's lives. They want to, I mean, basically, it's like people watching on video, right? So, so I think that doing YouTube might be basically one of the last men standing, if you know that phrase. Basically, it's going to be one of the last content areas that people are really going to be interested in, and where AI can't really disrupt. That's a tall truck. Whoop. Whoop. So I think that there's two factors that come into play for YouTube. I mean, people want to be entertained, but they also want information. So I think the correct term for that is infotainment. It could be that the information searches go to AI because people don't want to dig through a bunch of stuff if AI gives accurate answers. And then anything that is, you know, if they want a little bit of entertainment as well, maybe they go to search for it on social media, probably primarily video, but also YouTube, which I guess you could also call social media, but I don't really do that. Yeah, so two-pronged, maybe that's how it goes. And then you also get the whole benefit of, you know, looking into people's lives. So, connecting with people, seeing what they're doing, people watching on video or on content. Now, the major problem with doing like a video focused strategy, and specifically for YouTube, is that YouTube wants you to publish consistently and, you know, not too far out. They want you basically to do it every week. If you could do it twice a week, even better. I think the algorithm works that way. So it's kind of a treadmill, you know, where I built an asset with my main companies. It's not going to work the same way. I basically got to do videos every week. Got to talk about something, satisfy that algorithm, and it's not like there's many other places to go for video. It's kind of YouTube and a bunch of also ran, so you got to satisfy that algorithm and kind of step onto that treadmill and keep producing. So that's the downside to YouTube. And then of course there's buying, you know, all the camera gear and kind of learning a whole new trade, a whole new set of skills. And that's what I've been doing this week. I've been setting up my tech stack, my physical tech stack, so like the camera and all that stuff, and figuring out how it all goes together, lighting, best settings, all of that stuff. And there's definitely a very steep learning curve, but it's something that you can proceed through fairly rapidly. And then your lead quality is totally different if you're coming from social or you're coming from video like YouTube. It's just a lot lower quality, so you need a lot more traffic in order to bring in people who want to go into your funnel and actually buy something. If you're writing articles and people are actively searching for that, you know, informational queries or whatever, we'll just do informational queries. If people are searching for information on a subject and they're searching for articles, they're not going to YouTube and seeing what people have to say, they're looking for specific information, those people are probably a lot more open to signing up to a newsletter and being sold on a possible solution if their informational query is to solve a problem, basically. Then they'll be a lot more open to maybe paying money to have those problems solved, and that's where you come in. However, for social media and for YouTube, then it's infotainment, which means people aren't as interested in maybe having a problem solving. There's not that urgency there, and they're maybe more likely to just want to watch your stuff for fun. Oh, where does this leave me and my content strategy? Well, we have 3 sites going right now, and 2 of them are heavily focused on writing articles and getting those informational searches, and then selling them on kind of upgrading to, well, I guess it would be not upgrading, but opting into our email list and then upgrading to being paid members. So I think that's still a viable strategy, at least over the short term. It might be different in 5 years, but there's no guarantee that, you know, AI is going to take the entire search market. You could still get a ton of searches. It could be still very high ROI, writing articles and getting people into the site that way. So we're kind of hedging our bets. We're still doing articles, quite a lot of them, hoping to really nail those search rankings, get on page 1, get a lot of traffic into the website. But on the same hand, you know, it could be the Google apocalypse. So Google could be about to be completely disrupted, which means that if you've written out all these articles, or if we spend a lot of time writing articles, it might be worthless eventually. So in that case, it makes sense to do something else. It makes sense to do YouTube and video, and that's basically why I started this YouTube channel. I'm not really sure what one's going to happen. You know, the future is always uncertain. Nobody knows what's going to happen. A lot of people speculate, but all I can do is spot risks and opportunities and kind of, you know, navigate a path that way. We're also going to be doing a lot of social media, at least for 2 of the 3 sites. So Net Hunter, I mentioned, social media didn't really work out. I doubt very much that YouTube will work out. I basically think that niche is very tiny, and the people are very particular. The people who would sign up for a membership are a very particular type of people. They have a very particular type of behavior, and that is basically just searching on Google. They don't go to social media to find their information, or the people that are on social media probably are not open to signing up. So that's Net Hunter.
Speed limit is 50
for
kilometers per hour.
Our second site, which is another investment website, membership investment website. The niche is far bigger. I'm not really sure what the behavior of those people are, because it could be a little bit different. And so I'm going to give social media a go. I know that one site seems to have built a big business off the back of X. So we're going to try and do similar. So yeah, social media might work for that. Now, in terms of Member Sherpa, I think people are basically everywhere. I don't think that there's a particular type of clientele or a particular type of people with particular type of behaviors. I basically think I can catch casserole. I can cast a much larger net and then get people to the site that way. So yeah, gonna give it a go, and that's gonna be our focus for 2025. To build out those followers, to build out that traffic on the social webs and YouTube. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, my goal with YouTube is to just get better at producing videos. For every video I do, I want to be a little bit better than the last. So a little bit more polished, a little bit more natural. I want my speaking to be more natural. I want the intros and transitions to be a little bit better. And really, this is the Kaizen approach. You know, just getting better bit by bit, little by little, with every video. And then at the end of the year, the stuff I'm producing should be substantially better than the first couple of videos that I published already. So that is the goal with YouTube. And yeah, so let me know what you think in the thoughts, or let me know if you have any comments or questions or anything in the comments. Let me know if you like this podcasting style, this vlogging style. It's very much the 2010s or the early 2000s. Kind of feels like unpolished, raw, unedited. Just kind of talking how I feel, showing you a little bit of soul. I don't know, kind of like that. So we'll see. Probably pretty loud, but there's been a lot of protests after martial law was declared, and they're trying to get the president out or to resign, as far as I know. And I think they impeached him, but there's a giant square down here, and everybody basically goes to that square and protest. Those are some of the protesters. Not that many, doesn't look like half the country, that's for sure. These police trucks, whew, they're ready for the apocalypse.
Oh yeah, that's for sure.
This is what you want in a zombie attack for sure. Big cage on the front. Looks like old building or something was there. I wonder how old this thing is. 1765, part of a palace, I guess, this thing. That's cool, eh? The Baker's Table, European food and drink. There it is. German food in Seoul. These old alleys are awesome. You can find some really shady looking buildings here. Also some stuff that's just pretty cool. This one looks like it's been redone. Looks like a new building, but kind of done in the old Korean style. And then look at this. So they actually call this a gill, which is kind of like a street, but look how narrow it is. It's like a sidewalk. It's pretty cool. And they got this door here which leads to somewhere, and then look at this building here. It's kind of industrial, kind of ugly with some really tiny shady looking door. No idea what that place is, but a lot of cool places to explore in this country. Random barbecue sitting on top for some reason, and then look at this mess of wires. That's Seoul. What the? Look at this Basket Robbins. So that's it for me from Seoul for today. I'm just kind of curious to know what you think. You think AI is going to disrupt Google? Do you think I'm totally out to lunch? Is this something that you've already taken into consideration with your own content strategy? How are you dealing with that? Is it, you know, something you even haven't thought about yet? So as a content creator, you know, just putting together websites and authority websites, something that you definitely have to keep in mind. You have no idea where this AI thing is going, but if it's going to disrupt Google, then it's something that you should definitely factor into what you're doing now. Anyways, yeah, let me know what you think. Like, comment, and subscribe.